Hey, Walt here. I just wanted to take a quick second before the show begins to convey a thank you from Bri, Q, and myself for the absolutely amazing response from you guys last week on Bandcamp for episode 289. We're going to talk about it a lot more in depth next week when Q returns, but we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the generosity that was on display last week. And if you haven't picked up episode 289, just go to bandcamp.com and search Tell 'em Steve Dave. It's for a great cause and a great guy. Thank you.
How do you have time to watch Impractical Jokers when you're masturbating to plane crashes all night?
Is it a blessing or a curse?
Oh, it's a curse.
Your whole life's a recessed hole. Tell 'em, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. If Q sounds, acts, says the same things that Get 'em normally says, his allergies, so just give him a break.
Yeah, it's under the weather.
It's Q, yeah. Have you gotten allergies?
I sometimes I think I have allergies. Sometimes I just think it's not allergies.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
That's not an official diagnosis. That's not straight from the doctor. Like, sometimes I think you have allergies.
I think I have that dry eye syndrome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I had like that where like I need like artificial tears.
Okay.
Because I'm so fucking manly.
Right. You can't even either that or you're so dehydrated from crying constantly like me. The complete opposite.
No, I got these artificial tears. Mm-hmm. I didn't get the prescribed ones. And world of difference. World of difference, yeah. So
it's knockoff tears from Uruguay or something.
But the commercial is scary because it goes, "You have a disease." Like I have a disease,
right?
And I didn't even know it, but I don't like to admit it, so that's why I wouldn't go to a doctor. I just went over the counter prescription.
God forbid someone should see walking into that doctor's
You were diagnosed by a commercial.
Like, could you imagine?
When people say they can't stand the most about you is the nervous laugh. So unless you really think it's funny, don't laugh.
Okay.
We'll cue you on the laugh.
No. If it's legitimate, laugh. Okay. But you don't have to laugh.
I don't think it's a nervous laughter.
Everyone else does.
Brian, do you think it's a nervous laughter?
It does sound, yeah, a little bit. Not forced, but like, yeah. Do you feel comfortable on mic?
Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable. I think I'm just more prone to laugh.
You're so excited?
Oh, yeah. Being around you guys.
Aww. I'm sorry, you know.
It's like seeing.
That's the second people thing like about you the least is the ass kissing.
Not me.
You seem to be enjoying it.
Oh, you got a lot of fucking area to cover with your lips.
Just when you think you're done. So, I mean, there is going to have to be some. I was telling Walt today that the relationship has changed. It's gone from best friends ever to
there's a new dynamic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know how quickly, because I certainly didn't want to be insensitive to what's happened recently. Mm. It's truly like, but like someone close to Tell 'em Steve Dave told me, it sucks, but you do have to move on, right? You do. Life has to move forward, and things will have to be addressed and have to be, taken care of, and because I remember, because I'm like for the first couple of days, I was like, at times it would hit me, be like, I can't believe.
Get it works here now.
You let it. There you let it. Yes. So Gideon has been hired as an official employee of the secret stash. I mean, his cachet now. How much more sought after is he by episode 300? The two candidates who are vying to marry him. How much more has his it factor raised? He's the it guy now.
He's the it guy.
He used to be the shit guy.
I mean, I think his cachet has once
tripled?
This episode drops. Yes, I expect the email box to blow up. Where Carl's going to be like, "Oh my god!" So he won't smell like horse shit like some of the time.
No, he's still working on the farm, right?
Yeah, he's still working on
you
the
didn't
farm.
abandon your dad's farm, did you? Oh, thank God.
That's why I said some of the time. The rest of the time will smell like your ass.
But yeah, I mean, I was faced with this not really decision, but like with needing somebody here, especially since we're going to start filming again. And my first choice wasn't get him.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
See that? Did you hear that
gasp. You waited until now to tell me?
Was that insensitive?
I don't know. I have no barometer anymore. So to me, everything's just neutral.
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I'll tell you, it's a good thing. It's
I meant it in a true way.
Just being honest. Horrible timing as it was when the news that Mark had passed away. I certainly wasn't worried. I mean, it wasn't even a consideration. I didn't care about it. But then a couple days later, again, horrible timing. We were told that, like, oh, you guys are coming back. And I'm
there's no horrible timing for that.
well, no. To me, I was like, I really don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
It didn't matter to me. But when we found out we were coming back, I was like, ooh, we can't do it without someone being here. We need somebody here, like the way we relied on Mark. And but before that though, there was like I said, it wasn't my first choice. Was
as I mentioned before,
it rattled in my head. I was just like, we're not coming back. I thought we weren't coming back. I don't know how confident you are, but I
got to tell you, as it ticked down, I was like, what the fuck? What are these guys waiting for?
And I told Debbie, I was like, I'm going to go back to that well one more time. And I'm going to present to Brian all the great, endless possibilities of working at the stash. At all. Working at the stash, I said, because, I mean, he's not going to be on Comic Book Man. He needs something. I go, to me, it couldn't be a more, I wouldn't say perfect fit, but it would be something that like could fit if you looked at it a certain way with one eye closed, with the lights off. From far away,
with a bag on my head.
with a potato sack over your head.
Well, I'm used to that.
Oh man, stepping right in like that. Whoa, excellent. Q better watch the fuck out.
I know. He's taking fucking photos, smiling like a madman and shit on Twitter.
But I told my wife, and she's like, I think that would be a great idea. I go, okay, I mean, but I didn't want, but the only thing I feared, like the dynamic, though, I didn't want to, like the dynamic would change. I don't want to be like, Bri, hang those shirts, or Bri, list that item,
Normally how you used to say it to Mark.
No.
But this would probably be the fourth or fifth time you were telling me, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but I know eventually I would get to that, though, probably, if like, you didn't hang those shirts?
Huh?
Did you see this news article?
Can you believe this PC bullshit? Listen to this.
So I didn't.
The flip side of that would have been nonstop, just bouncing shit back and forth and coming up with stuff.
I told Deb that I was like, ideas could fly back and forth for TSD. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. But then I knew when the word came down that you'd fucking throw two fingers up in my face.
Fuck you and fuck your shirts. I know you were planning on yelling at me.
And I was like, well, let me go to option B. And option B, certainly I could, and I'll like I say, always be honest with you. I was just as intrigued with because I wanted someone here that first that I liked, and I know you're not some little POS. You're not a POS. You like if I tell you to do something, you'll do it, and I can trust that you're not gonna. You'll never be like take advantage of like because I do like you. Okay. I know you'll put in an earnest, hard day's work.
Okay.
And so I offered the job to get him.
And he got it. He went through the rigorous interview process. I was down here for his second day, right?
It was the first official day on the clock, but it was his actually second day here. No, actually, it would have been. I did. I paid you for the first day, so it was actually his second day.
It was the first full shift.
Yes,
because I came the first way. It was after my.
He was dressed in an official attire, the secret staff shirt. He wore it looked. It looked better on him than it looks on some of us.
I was afraid to put it on.
Excluding you and Mike. As long as this is the truth tree here. Get him. I gotta say, you looked good behind the counter, but then I found out that you immediately destroyed the credit card machine.
Yep.
When did that get up and running again? 'Cause that was
Tuesday. It was a Saturday when he broke it. We didn't get it back up running until Tuesday, so we were a cash-only operation. He reverted us back to 1975.
Oh, God.
Within 20 minutes of being on the clock.
Yeah. And the thing that came up, like even I'm not like this kind of like bad luck charm. The message that came up was that someone had tampered with it, meaning that they had opened the actual machine and fucked with the circuitry.
A message had come up that had never been seen before by anyone, even by the people when they called the machine who owned the machine. They're like, "Whoa, I never heard that before," and it was
Who do you got
bad.
behind that counter?
It was bad, but I don't believe it had really anything to do with it. He believed he happened to be the sad sack who happened to put the card in when it went on the fritz.
Right.
But I think though, I honestly think that you would have Mark's approval because you were here like the last day he worked.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding around. When you left, after you closed with us.
Yeah.
And you
then
left.
He kicked me out.
So he was here anyway.
Yeah, we kicked you out, and then he said that, and Mark said, "I like when he comes around. I wish he'd come around more often."
I honestly,
I didn't think it would. I didn't think that would be the reason why.
Like foreshadowing.
But I felt that there was something there when I look back. When I look back to that day that. The last day we worked together, that when he said that, maybe something was there. Maybe he was saying it to us without us even knowing it. So
I always said if I wasn't here for like 2 weeks in a row or something, I'd invariably get a text message from him. Hey, pal, buddy, where are you? Are you okay? Come on, stop down.
He cared about you. Yeah,
he loved you.
Stop by Brannigan's and here first, though.
So now. I expect with this appointment, though, you really can't. You have to treat him with a little bit more respect because I can't have customers seeing him being treated like a total peon, though.
You mean like I saw when he was trying to get a nail slider out of that fucking Zippo case? People are literally laughing at him. He's fumbling with his keys as if he's about to be robbed. And he's trying to get in his car. He's like, I don't know which one it is. You go over there, you just take them from him. You're like, just unlock it. I think it's because they were Zippos. He was so excited. You had a boner.
Was that the first time you ever sold a Zippo?
Yes. They were like, what key it is? I'm like, yeah, it's this key. It's this key. And I could not get it to work in the lock.
Yeah. But I'm thinking it's got to, another upside to this is we get somebody in here who we enjoy having around us. We get somebody in here who's reliable. We get somebody in here who I would have to think, there be some stories and some content maybe generated from Giddim's tenure at the Statch.
I mean, Christ, the first day he fucked up.
What I want you to do?
What?
A secret Stash journal, work journal.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
Right? And you start it on Saturday, okay, because that's the next day you work.
Okay.
And you write down your thoughts at the end of the day, your aspirations, your feelings of like maybe some good ideas you want to implement, like, ideas that you think could help the business run better. And then you do that on Saturday and Sunday. Okay. And then maybe once a month we'll read some entries from your stash journal.
Okay.
And I'll shoot down probably most of your ideas, but
yeah,
I'd like to hear
just
him.
Even his thoughts on, like his coworkers, like some interactions with Mike.
I already heard some of them.
Oh, really?
Can I divulge your Sunday Jeff feelings of your first day working solo at Sunday Jeff?
Really?
Okay.
Do you really want to hear this? We got a long car ride tomorrow. Sunday Jeff listens to this.
If he listens,
he doesn't listening.
Nor will I drop this.
He gave me a long diatribe about how he hates social media.
Is he on social media?
I don't think he's even on it, is he?
That's what it was. That's why I'm not on it. I don't understand this Twitter thing. What does this letter mean? What does that letter mean?
On Twitter?
Yeah, he's like, who sent this?
Do you think he's frustrated? He really wants to be a part of it. He feels like an outsider, and he's just sort of, no.
I'm not sure, because we tried going to the Tell Him Steve Day feed, and he was like, no. Okay, what does this picture mean? Yeah, now, what does that word mean? Now, who said this? Now, who were they talking to?
This is a weird TV.
He asked, did I bore Sunday Jeff too much? And I said, no, not at all. He said, you actually
just
did.
Write him out.
And I wrote back, no, not at all. He actually said you did well. He goes, oh, that's good. It's hard to read. He's quite a robot.
Whoa!
Right?
I thought I said he was a statue.
Oh, my God. I would have never. I like Sunday Jeff.
I don't think it was meant as a slam. It's just like he's hard to read. You just can't read him in one afternoon of working with him.
That's true. Yeah, you haven't known him nearly as long, or talked to him at length, or hung out with him. A statue.
No, you're right. It does say robot, not statue. I mean, it says statue, not robot. Okay. I couldn't find it, but I was trying to paraphrase.
Okay. Now, is there any fear that he may butt heads with the number 2 in an attempt to...
Ming or Mike?
No, well, Ming is not... Ming would be like a distant number 5.
No, do I think they'll butt heads with Mike?
Yeah.
No.
Because remember, Gidim said something about Mike's wife early on?
He's never forgotten that either.
Yeah, no way.
He brings that up on occasion when he's an annoyed Gidim.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I think that it's odd because when I see online, when I see people hate Gidim, I'm like, it's hard because I think all of us like him. So I'm like, I don't see anybody being butting heads with him. Mm-hmm. I think it'll work out good.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, otherwise, if we don't get renewed next year, you're gone and I'm here. Get yelled at for not hanging up shirts. So what else do we got this week? We thought Quinn was going to come. Quinn's at the upfronts all week.
Yeah, that's where he's trying to make friends with the sponsors and stuff.
I guess advertisers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, the time I went, it was like a couple hours one night, but evidently they're the jokers, so they gotta go.
So they're meeting each individual sponsor every night.
I guess so, like multiple nights. It would appear. Like, have you seen his Twitter account? There's you think he's fucking playing it up? Maybe he's playing it up.
I don't. Sometimes I wonder if he's as busy as he really seems. Unless you count playing video games for 16 hours straight as being like, I'm too busy.
Right.
And live streaming.
I did see some pictures of him online. The very classic hijinksy pose where the 4 guys are holding some lady.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean for the upfront?
Yeah, I guess she's like, I don't know, maybe she's a news lady or something like that. Let me see if I can find this picture. And
they're like ambassadors to that channel. Probably.
Everybody wants to meet them, right? I mean,
definitely.
They're not like, hey, where are the fucking Hack My Life people? You know, here he is with M. Night, and he's in a suit.
Ooh.
Talking about Adam Conover. I guess he's also on True TV. I know there's a picture.
There's a magician too, but he's so far down the line. Probably
Carbonara. Yeah.
Well, he started out on TBS, I think. and then moved
I
over
think
to
they're
True.
owned by True. TBS and True are a family network.
Do you like the Carbonara Effect?
I don't believe it. I believe it's all staged. I don't believe there's any way. If the magician was that good, he wouldn't. He would be.
There are a couple.
He'd be working for the government.
There are a couple of videos where they point out, like, all the cut switch is back, and there's an extra box on the table, so they're using different takes. And yeah,
I mean, it's pretty apparent. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible.
there is some sleight of hand stuff that you can do that I think is employed, but other stuff, yeah, it's.
It's like I've used it in girls' drinks at bars.
There was one where they pull a bowling.
Carbonaro, he turns a toy chicken into a real chicken.
I turned a conscious girl into an unconscious girl.
Magic.
Okay, so the girl is Robin Meade.
I know her. She's on CNN.
She's on HLN.
HLN, yeah.
Headline
Mornings with Robin, yeah.
And so, let's see. Hold on a second. Here, come on,
He got to meet her?
Yeah. Not only did he get to meet her, he got to hold her.
Oh, look where his hand is.
Look at those.
No, that's Sal's hand. Trust me, I've studied this photo.
Look how tan her legs are.
Her legs are so tan, but then, like her face is different color, then her arms are different color. Maybe it's just the lighting.
Yeah.
Well, Sal looks like, should I move my hand down, up? I don't know what to do here.
Is it a blessing or a curse?
Oh, it's a curse.
Okay, it's just like if the comic book man were like, AMC was like, you guys got to get down, you got to pick up newswomen, you got to you got to pose with a million pictures, you got to glad hand everybody.
Well, I know that 3 people who wouldn't be overly excited about it, and 1 who would probably try to lift her by himself. Our smallest guy. Yeah, I think it's a necessary evil for these guys. What else?
You think so? You think that they could just be like, you know what?
Fuck off, man. We're fucking the jokers.
But they're good guys. They're not. I guess it's a team. It's a team thing. Their network and them are a team. Just like I'm not saying that we're not, but we're just utility players. We're like we don't. They're MVPs. They're like.
And to us, they're like, can you do New York Comic Con while Kevin talks for an hour, and then we'll see you later. That's our one big thing per year. Yeah, I mean, they pretty much, I guess they basically carry the network.
They're on 24/7.
When does it turn, get them? See, when do you predict that the tide turns and people are like, enough of these guys, enough of this bullshit?
I don't know. It still has it's still out there and people are still enjoying it.
Yeah, I would say.
So
I mean, because I
so
like
political.
I'm on Reddit, and every once in a while on a Practical Jokers article, something comes up on Practical Jokers, and people are like, "Oh, True TV is so horrible, everything's fake," and then people chime in, "No, Practical Jokers is pretty realistic."
The only thing, I mean, they used to be, I thought, a network that was not as, how do I put it, not as classy as some of the other networks. They would put on stuff that was a little bit lowbrow.
Oh, they still do. You mean like World's Dumbest, World's...
Well, no, they've moved away from a lot of those shows now, and they've definitely made and I think a successful attempt at rebranding and making people rethink the image of that channel. I don't think they have those shows on anymore. Like, is Pawn Stars still on, or not? Pawn Stars, hardcore porn?
No, that hasn't been
on.
No,
hardcore porn. No.
There's another show about a school. There's Hack My Life, Carbonara Effect, Billy on the Street, Adam Conover, I guess, is a new show.
Not sure.
But I like it. I would say nothing if I didn't like it, but I mean, I'm sure girls watch it, right?
What?
The Impractical Jokers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I watch it with
Why are
Sage.
you answering from if my girls watch it?
Yeah, I know.
No, I thought you said if girls watch it.
I watch it with you guys when I'm looking through your window.
I thought you said if girls watch it, not
do
your
girls watch the show? Fucking trust me, I know girls watch that show. They're all over our goddamn Twitter feed being like, Q, you're so fucking handsome.
Marry me.
Will that happen to you now? Get him?
Well,
why is that? Why does that get him? Come on, be honest. Walt was honest with you that you weren't his first choice. Why is it that we don't have that female following? Why don't girls like? Why don't they want to marry us?
No, well, just we don't have the heat that IJ has. Like, just the interest level. Why do you think that is? It's too niche.
Yeah,
talking
I
about
mean,
things that
like
only start like once you even if you hear the name, you don't know what the show's about. Like, well, I'm not in the comics. Why would I want to watch this?
Right.
I would say, you get the immediate nerd connotation.
Sure.
Being
What?
comic book men.
Nerd? Did you say?
Yes, nerd.
I think what he's saying is Impractical Jokers is broad, and anyone from 2 to 200 can enjoy it.
And there's one out of...
It's mindless. It takes no thought whatsoever.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. Yeah?
It does throw itself out there as, just watch it and you can enjoy it.
Yeah. It does make me want to, because obviously we know those guys. Sometimes it makes me want to be a part of it. Like, it looks like they're having so much. I know they're not, from what Quinn tells me, but it looks like they're having so much fun. I'm like, I want to fuck with somebody.
But doesn't it look like we're having just as much fun?
I don't know. You've seen both shows. Get them?
And
Does it look like we're having as much fun as Q and the guys?
I've seen both being filmed because they did film at the racetrack, and they did have fun. But the other thing is that there was people there who, like, the people who recognize them, they kind of divert them to to keep them from being on camera.
So you're saying no one recognizes us, so there's no reason for diversion? All right.
I think you guys do have fun here. It's just it's knowing your humor. There's a lot of stuff that gets said that has to get cut, and
I find a lot of times as the seasons went on, when we're not shooting and we're making fun of Ming, people will be like, save it, save it, save it. Like, they don't want you to talk. They just want you to save it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I gotta be honest though. There's gonna be I can announce you're going to if you're gonna have to carry the load. If you're going to swing that Ming bat. Can't be that guy anymore.
You were saying that, man.
I can't do it no more.
Still,
I'm going to go after. It's just going to be if I'm going to get somebody, it's going to get myself. Open season on me too. If you want, I don't care if people, but I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Why is that?
I just
5 years.
And
now you're gonna fuck with it.
Yeah.
He says this now. You watch.
Yeah.
You watch.
Okay.
Ming will just push his button and he'll just pounce.
I'm not saying I'll be able to stop myself from laughing if you get a good one off.
Right.
But yeah, I'm going to. It's going to be a kinder,
gentler Walt.
I don't believe any of this. I believe you mean it right now.
Right.
But I think in the moment, you'll
well,
be
I'm going to be that desperate for I'm looking for people's approval that I'll be like, let me go after Ming.
No, I think you'll get caught up in the moment when I'm knocking him.
Oh yeah. I believe I'll be tempted definitely, but I'm going to make an effort to see if I can if I'm going to make fun of somebody, it's going to be just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
I think that.
The mic is still there. There's no reason to direct it at yourself. Again, what's your thought on this? I know you're very anti-Muslim. What is your,
of course.
What is your thought on this plane crash?
What happened?
Planes missing.
Missing Egypt Air. They thought they found the debris, and then it turns out they didn't find it. Can you imagine thinking you found the debris of a plane crash? You're like, oh, that's not it.
Yeah,
what the fuck else is
debris?
it? Then?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I read about it this morning. It was flying at 37,000 feet and dropped off radar. No calls from the plane or anything, asking for help.
No calls of
Mayday
we're in Mayday, we need help.
That's what I heard. No, none of that. There was an emergency ping from the plane, apparently, just like with the Malaysian one. Or
did any of the did they switch off the where how the pilots could switch it off?
The transponder actually no. From what I read, no. It just suddenly disappeared.
This is a mystery.
Because there's people on board.
How many people are on board?
I think like 67.
Oh, that's not
66.
I
saw.
On a plane, is it?
No, not for like a major plane.
It says, here it says 30 Egyptians, 15 French citizens, 2 Iraqis, and then 1 British, Belgium, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Chad, Portugal, Algeria, and Canadian. That's the first thing. People are like, were there any Americans on there? It's like, who the fuck cares, man? 66 people died.
How does that one was all that one nationality?
Yeah. There's some dude from Belgium being like, eating some chocolate, and then next thing you know, he's looking out the window like, why are we landing so weird?
I didn't even hear about this. So do they suspect terrorism?
I believe I saw on one of the news crawls that they suspect terrorism because it happened so suddenly.
But people are afraid to say it right out of the gate for whatever.
Because if it's a technical issue, like an engine goes down, you can at least declare a Mayday.
But when's the last time a plane fucking fell out of the sky? Like at 30? Would you
happened.
turn that fucking shit off?
It happens.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen.
I watch documentaries. Why planes go down? It happens all the time.
But at the cruising, like like taking off, landing, most dangerous parts. But when you're just cruising, it's almost unheard of, if ever, that it just for other reasons falls out of the sky. There was one plane crash. We may have talked about it before. This would be fucking horrifying. It was coming from Cabo San Lucas, and I guess it was going up to San Francisco. And they said that the plane, it's flying, and then out of nowhere, it turns upside down. And then it goes right, turns upside down, and then nosedives into the water. Everybody dies. And they found out that what happened was that some cleaning guy was cleaning something, and he put a piece of tape over a sensor so that he wouldn't fuck up the sensor with the solution, and forgot to take the tape off. And that alone,
I find that hard because there's redundancies on everything in planes.
That's what it said. That's what it said in the article.
I don't believe. I'm not sure.
No.
He's
trying to debunk it.
Because most of your plane crashes are cascade failures. One thing goes wrong that leads to another thing going wrong, and like the Value Jet one that went down in Florida.
Right, the exploding tanks.
No, it was they improperly had the oxygen generators. They're supposed to have a zip tie on them. They used tape. One of them fired up, generated heat, and they just also happened to be carrying plane tires in the same cargo hold. That caught those tires on fire, and it just compounded, and that's what brought the plane down. Or the one where they had the photo of it where the plane was on its side. They used a procedure to lift the engine up where they used a forklift. And what happened was they switched shifts. And in between switching shifts, the forklift started losing pressure and the engine tilted backwards and dented the pylon that it was attached to.
How do you have time to watch Impractical Jokers when you're masturbating to plane crashes all night?
That's a Johnson right there. He doesn't like that you have way more information than he does about it.
Let's talk about Demerit, motherfucker.
He immediately goes to you're some kind of sick freak.
Oh, turn it off, hey?
You know more than me about it. I'll show you.
No, that's okay. I'm just telling you what I read in that other article. Trust me, there's no part of me that thinks I know more about the destruction of planes than get them. There was this other one though that it was in this same article. In Egypt, passenger jet made a rapid descent, plunging almost 14,000 feet in 36 seconds. What's the worst way to go? Get them. That has to be pretty terrifying.
Yeah, that is, if the cabin depressurized and you don't get your oxygen on, you have about 30 seconds before you pass out.
Which would be good.
Yeah.
You would want to pass out, right?
I don't know if you've ever seen the videos where they have like a guy and they make him hypoxic. They're in a chamber.
I'm sure you have.
I studied it well.
You star in them.
And
you set up a camcorder. Watch yourself what's it called?
Hypoxia.
Hypoxic take 10.
They have
deprivation of oxygen to brain.
They have him in a pressurized tube, and he's trying to do like the basic shape into the holes.
This motherfucker, man, the beeping and the fucking bullshit of this guy. It fits into the holes in what?
They're trying to put like the square peg in the square hole, and he gets to a point after like 30 seconds where he can't even. He says, "I couldn't even make my hands move to put the oxygen mask back on."
Really?
And if the guy wasn't right next to him to put it on, yeah.
That's what happened in those ghost flights too. Is like it'll rapidly depressurize and then the plane is just flying until it runs out of gas.
Like the golfer.
Yeah, the golfer guy.
Yeah, Payne Stewart.
Mm-hmm. So that would be a pretty bad way. Because any other way, you're in a burning building. There's a part of you that's your mind is going. You're like, all right, how am I going to get out of here? You're in a car crash, assuming you survive it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, how am I going to get out of this car? And you pretty much know one way or the other. You're in a plane going fucking.
Well, there was, what the Gimli glider was?
No.
Gimli glider is a plane lost power, lost complete engines.
Now he's asking me shit on purpose that I don't know.
No, it's
really hammer it home.
It's a pretty famous case. The plane lost all engines and they were coasting, and they have to keep people. The only power they have is from a thing that they drop down called a ram air turbine, and it spins and generates some power to the systems. And they literally were just gliding with no engines. The 747 was a glider, and they were hoping they could make it to a landing strip.
Oh,
and
did they make it?
Yeah, they did. They did eventually, because the pilot just happened to remember this old airfield that was being used at that time for a show, and they managed to get it cleared off, and they crashed the plane onto it.
Huh.
Anybody die?
I don't believe anybody died. No. And the plane ended up like a week later being able to fly again.
Who the fuck would get on that?
Yeah. Oh, boy, yeah.
I agree, but you got to picture, because the flight crew's telling the people what's happening, and here you are on a plane with no power, and you're just this big metal, hundreds of ton thing just gliding through the air. I think that'd be pretty scary.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
When I've told this story before, but when I was in Hawaii and we took off, and you heard this like big booming sound like 20 minutes into the flight, and they had lost an engine, so they had to turn around. But I'm like, what if that had happened like halfway across the Pacific? Then what do? Then I'm in the Gimli glider. Hoping that we're not dead. You'll never fly again, right?
No.
Nah.
Speaking of the Gimli glider, we've got a live show tomorrow.
Yes.
We do,
Could
man.
go down.
What's your prediction? Now, this will be the first show you've done since... you're going to bring the pain? This will be the first show you've done since... let's exclude, like New York Comic-Con shit, just because you're on stage. It's not really a show, but...
Puppet theater?
Yeah, maybe.
Would it have been
Basie?
Would have been Puppet... And Puppet, yeah, that was before...
Comic Book
that was
Man,
before
just
the
a little
show.
bit before Comic Book Man.
So you haven't been on stage in 5 years, huh?
Yeah.
Man, the much-anticipated return.
Mm-hmm.
We got big plans, if you're going to be there. Actually, it's already happened by now.
Yeah, it's already happened by now.
But you're going to be able to hear it, because we're going to record it and then pop it on.
We haven't.
We'll be selling bootlegs.
I'm sure
Bootleg
you've heard other people talk about it, but get them performed a song.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could tell people. I'm sure it's not going up before.
It won't come out till Saturday, so yeah. So how did you do, kid?
How do you think you're going to do?
I think I'm going to do pretty darn
You
well.
got all the lyrics memorized?
Almost, yes. I just got to...
He's got a killer 1, 2, 3 lined up for us.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Jeff refuses to tell me his what he's doing, so I don't even know what his stories are yet. But
Okay.
Sunday Jeff also
because he hasn't thought of them yet.
Yeah. And Sunday Jeff also is giving me shit about leaving at 7:45 because I'm like, I can't. I want to get something to eat, and I want to make sure I'm there on time. And he's like,
He's saying that's too early?
he's saying it's too early.
Oh, I disagree. Yeah. If you want to get something to eat and you want to just give yourself enough time, we'll go backstage before the show, hang out for like 20 minutes, half hour. Yeah, that's not too early at all.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what traffic you're going to hit.
Yeah.
Sunday Jeff, man, what a fucking prima donna. Do you think it's just like he's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to be on stage?
No, he didn't say
he's into
that.
it?
But he was just like, why are we leaving so early?
I got to spend how much time with get him?
It does sound
In a
early.
car?
But I thought, just to give myself, make sure nothing happens.
Breathing room. You want to be comfortable when you get there.
Yep.
Not
Right. Will this be awkward in the car with Gidim and Sunday?
It's just 3 employees now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Gidim slamming him. Does Sunday Jeff know about these texts?
Oh, he called him a statue? No, I won't tell him that.
Wait until afterwards.
Well, we did this. It was the Trunk Club. We went up to Trunk. We went up to Trunk Club
that's
together.
right. Yeah.
That went pretty well.
All right. I expect this car ride to go pretty good too.
You got some ads.
Yeah, we'll do an ad.
Do an ad.
Yeah, let's do an ad. What do you want?
Casper.
What is Casper?
Casper is a mattress. It's a foam mattress that has no springs.
What's a mattress? It's like a bed of straw with a sheet over it.
Such comfort.
Casper is revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the cost of dealing with the resellers and showrooms and passing that savings directly to the consumer. Get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting www.casper.com/TESD and use the promo code TSD. I said it before, I'll say it again. My entire house is Casper now.
Wow.
I'll never go back to another mattress with springs. It's foam forever.
Wow.
And it's not bullshit. And as
I plan to die on my Casper.
Brian was saying that he can honestly say he backs the Nature Box. Well, here I can honestly say that I back the Casper. So much so that I've purchased Casper mattresses without codes, just because I like them so much. I bought one for 3 for my house, and I brought one for my mom.
Wow. Well,
So
yeah. I mean, it's a worthwhile investment. You spend how
Well,
many
it's good you
hours?
didn't use our code. We would have got for it at least.
No, I used the codes, but I didn't use my influence with Casper.
Okay.
Give me free ones. No,
Right.
I
Hey,
paid
Casper,
for
you know who this is?
them. Yeah.
Yes. Give me 4 free mattresses.
And the reason why I didn't, because I didn't want to be embarrassed when they're like, no.
Yeah.
I've had aunts email me and be like, "Are you telling the truth about Casper?" Because my wife's pregnant, and I want to buy her a mattress because she's very uncomfortable on my mattress. I told them I can honestly say without hesitation, Casper is the most comfortable mattress I've ever slept on. That aunt ordered it for his wife, emailed me back and said,
I just named my kid Casper.
The one's going to be Walt, but now it's Casper.
I love it so much.
His testimonial was he was thankful that I gave him the advice, and because he said it's the most comfortable mattress his wife has ever slept on. I mean, what more can we say?
I don't know.
What more do people
Make sure to
want
go
us
to
say?
casper.com/TESD.
Okay.
I thought for a second you were saying your wife was pregnant.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
MeUndies.
Yeah, you got a package of MeUndies over there.
I do.
Lucky
they
you.
sent me another package.
What's
see
the
what's going on
pattern
this
on there?
week.
I haven't heard from MeUndies about my offer to design
maybe-
pattern.
Did they send them to you after that picture you posted the other day?
These are XL. What size do you wear?
XL.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
He was just, what he was just saying today. I'm so glad he gave them to him. He was just saying, "You guys are lucky you get MeUndies."
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
You know what?
Saturday.
We are lucky. We get MeUndies because they're. You know what? I got to be honest.
Damn, they really. I'm not lying. These are soft.
I never looked at the price.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
No.
They're not cheap, but they are good.
I'm damn
so
serious.
Much,
These
so
feel
much
nice.
softer than like the cotton shit that I buy at fucking Walmart. Which I don't know how many more times I can go into Walmart without just going directly to the hunting section, just getting a shotgun or something. It's fucking crazy.
I wonder if they've tailored these talking points from MeUndies to the comic book men. Listen to this. Whether you're wearing a suit or sweats, that's me. Mm-hmm. I wear sweats. You spend almost 24 hours a day in your underwear, but instead of making a statement like Superman's tights under his everyday clothes, your underwear is probably boring. MeUndies is here to change that.
Huh. Yeah, it's like it was written by
Someone who just finished an episode of Comic Book Men.
somebody who heard of Superman and was like, let's just mention Superman.
And then listened to an episode of I Sell Comics and was like, boring.
Oh, you're not gonna make number 2 is not gonna be happy with that.
Yes.
You gotta make sure your comments. You got to think about what you say now.
Yeah.
You're co-working, going to be with him a lot more than you ever been before. You want to make sure you get him on your good side.
Yeah, we did
You
have
want to apologize for that?
Okay. I'm sorry.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just saying that.
Well, for a more conducive work environment, I'm going to apologize.
Oh, you pussy. That was a test. Yeah, MeUndies, what should we hashtag this, Walt, so that they do your design? I mentioned it to DK, but I don't know, our ad guy, but I don't know if he passed it on. Probably not.
Probably not.
So what do we do? Get them hashtag MeUndies TESD. You hashtag that, and you tell at MeUndies that you want Walt to design a print. A print,
Ooh.
yeah. Like you said, it won't be like Tell 'em Steve Dave specific, but it'll be a little nods to the answer.
Yeah, there'll be little things in there that only you guys will understand what it means.
Right. Everyone else will be
in the dark.
Yeah.
The eye in the triangle.
Well, don't give it away
Oh,
now.
I know, man. That was going to be right on the crotch or the bunghole. We got a 13%er who's going to be the official Tell 'em Steve Dave female model since I've taken the male.
Oh, yes.
The male model. And Long time, 13%. She's just going to take pictures and send them in to MeUndies.
to Bri.
Not to me.
They might not make it to MeUndies.com.
Go to MeUndies.com/TESD. 20% off your first order.
There you go.
You just got 100% off. So.
I know, and I'm very happy.
And now that I know you're making bank here at the stash, you better buy some fucking MeUndies.
MeUndies has dozens of styles and limited edition prints to help you make a statement with your underwear, whether anyone can see them or not. Remember, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That's really...
The fuck does that mean?
I would think if I was DC Comics, I'd be like, hey, MeUndies, stop using Superman and try to sell underwear.
And it's weird because he wore the underwear outside of his tights.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're saying that, he could pull it off. You can't.
Yeah.
I definitely could not.
I would like to see that. I would like to see you try to pull that off. At least they didn't use Batman. Batman is the most hokey, fucking hackneyed, overused, like, I'm Batman! Bullshit fucking ever. Oh my God. Enough. Yes, you're all Batman, all right? Fucking corny bastards.
What do you think, Gidim? Have you, how you eating now? I told Gidim that since he's a member of the stash, he has to start eating more healthy. Because if he's going to get on the insurance, I don't think it's fair that I should have to pay for his bad eating habits.
Well,
I agree.
I've been trying to resist, like Bagel Friday, eating all those fried foods and everything, and
So you're adhering. You're starting to eat more healthy.
I've been trying, but it's tough because it's really tough to find good healthy things to eat, which I think Nature Box is
not anymore.
Yeah, Nature Box has a snack to cover that.
Give him the website.
It's going to be naturebox.com.
Are we doing Nature Box this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Declan sent it to me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
It's going to be naturebox.com/TESD is the URL.
Unless you have a different email, Brian.
Yeah.
No, we do have Nature Box. Nature Box? Okay, now I can speak eloquently about this.
Now I can speak,
Now that you're done with the commercial. Nature Box just sent me a bunch of shit, and I got to tell you, they need to package it in bigger bags because what happens is you feel guilty because they're in small bags.
Right.
So I sit there and eat the whole fucking bag.
Well,
and then I'm like,
so healthy it doesn't matter, does it?
You know what? It is. It's like eating air, probably. Some of that shit's good, man.
Oh.
I recommend cashew clusters.
Well, they make hundreds of ridiculously delicious snacks that are sourced from all over the
Was that all
world.
just one word?
Ridiculously delicious.
Have you ever eaten a Nature Box thing in your life?
No,
Have you ever eaten like that didn't come from the fucking feed bag of a horse? Have you ever eaten grains or oats or anything?
Yeah, like when I was in Boy Scouts, we'd make the gorp, the good old raisin of peanuts and some oats and, stuff thrown in.
How far did you get in the Scouts?
First class. I had trouble getting merit badges. And then I ended up getting into a fight with the Scoutmaster's son, and yeah, that kind of...
What did you guys fight about?
I forget now. I think it was over. I think it was over treatment in some of the younger scouts.
Because the father was probably showing too much attention to his prize scout, which wasn't his son, right?
No, I wasn't the prize scout.
You weren't the prize scout?
No,
really?
No, I was good at my things like starting fires and stuff like that.
Machete sharpening merit badge.
Camouflaging myself so no one can see me in their yard.
It's like fucking Rambo and shit. Mud.
Yeah, I was good at certain things, but it was hard about getting merit badges. Like I didn't have the initiative.
What was some of the merit badges that you tried and failed at?
As Nature Box was like, "What? Come on, guys!"
Well, I just want to hear what's a badge that you couldn't get?
There was one about raising pigeons.
You couldn't do it?
No, because
Tyson could do it.
You have to raise pigeons and then you have to eat them. You have to at least eat one of them.
What?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, that was part of the merit badge.
No way.
Yes.
No fucking
Yes.
way.
I'm going to look it up right now.
If that's a fucking
bullshit.
lie.
Back in the day, it was. That was
You
part
can't
of
slander the scouts like that.
I am not slandering the scouts
I
like that.
know.
That was one of the merit.
It's one of the oldest and best institutions
Greatest
in
and
America.
most homophobic organizations out there.
If right
How
now,
dare you?
How the fuck do you don't say stuff like that?
It's true.
You're insane. You're insane if you...
They could fucking sue Nature Box.
Are you crazy? Don't say shit like that.
It's true.
You're telling me that your scoutmaster was like, here's...
It was in the book itself because you have a book for each merit badge.
So how does a child slay a pigeon and then cook it and then eat it?
Well, that's how you get the merit badge.
Okay.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And if that's true, then everything that's ever been said about the Boy Scouts, I mean, they don't deserve to be defended.
There it is. There's the pigeon raising one.
Right.
It says nothing about killing and eating your. Do you think maybe they just told you that, dude?
No, I read it in the book,
He's
in the
full
pamphlet.
Of shit. Why are you still? Why
You have to kill and dress a pigeon.
Yes.
That's insane. If that's true, and if it's not true. Why would you say something so outlandish?
It was in I couldn't do it because it was in the manual like that. It was in the handbook.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at a couple different sites. They talk about how they don't exist anymore. Probably, I mean, I would have to think because, okay, here you go. You have atomic energy, beekeeping, it was an apiary, blacksmithing, bookbinding, consumer buying. Can you imagine they took that one away? Cotton farming. Pigeon raising. While it probably seemed unnecessary to continue this badge considering the endless supply of pigeons, hopefully kids learned how to send messages. Carrier pigeons are pretty cool. I'm telling you, it says nothing about killing the pigeon,
It was there.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm buying this.
You know what? And I just want to say right now, the views expressed by Gidim do not reflect. If the Boy Scouts want to sue your ass, and they're very litigious.
Yeah.
They're going to go after your ass.
Oh. Pigeon raising, 1947 to 1960.
Yeah, I know.
What year are you a fucking Boy Scout?
Well, we were using old. This is what we had.
So they're like, all right, these are discontinued, but we're going to do it anyway?
Requirements.
Shut the fuck
Okay,
up.
wait a minute. 12 discontinued Boy Scout merit badges. Let's see. If it's on here, get them. I owe you an apology.
Okay.
And I owe the Boy Scouts a lot worse. Hold on.
Hog and pork production.
Here we go. Do 1. A. Pick, dress, and cook at least one squab raised by you. Visit a squab farm and write a 300-word report on it. B. Enter at least one pigeon owned by you in a pigeon show. Visit a pigeon show and write a 300-word report on it.
Where are you seeing this?
This is BoyScoutImages.com. BoyScoutImages.com. And
What's this? What they call it, though? They didn't call it a pigeon, though.
Squab.
Yeah, what's that?
It's another name for pigeon.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just like another name for deer is venison.
And it
But
says,
I mean, who eats
let me
pigeons?
see that. I want to see that. I want to see where it says kill it.
Number 6.
Can I have your glasses, Brian?
Yeah, here. Nut culture. Learn how to raise an assortment of
Pick,
nuts
dress,
and
and
legumes.
cook at least one squab raised by you. Doesn't say you have to eat it, though.
It doesn't say you got to eat it.
So I think you let's at least be accurate. It doesn't say you have to eat it, though.
Oh, what? Okay. Well, what's the other intention of dressing it and cooking it?
Serve it to your family, but you don't have to.
Yeah. A young domestic pigeon, typically under 4 weeks old, tastes like dark chicken, probably of Scandinavian origin. No, but when did that go out? You're like, oh, we're using old books. It's like, how fucking old?
But even
50 years old?
But even at that, though, like, what is that teaching? Like, you're taking a cute pigeon, you raise it, you love it, you give it, you nurture it, and then you're like, okay, let me kill it.
It's pretty much like Charlotte's Web, where they're supposed to kill Wilbur.
They're like, all right, guys, now you're going to dress it. We're like, well, what are we going to put in? Like a cute little tux? Well, not really.
No.
Wow. So it's true.
Yeah. And the other one was there was a pet merit badge. I didn't have pets because I lived in an apartment.
Didn't you live on a farm? Can you say one of the horses was your pets?
No. This is when I was living in Union. I lived on a farm, lived in Union, then moved around and went back to the farm.
You know what? Once your parents heard that, like, what this merit badge you're going for required you kill
Not just
bird?
kill it, raise a bird from birth.
and then kill it.
and then dress it and then cook it.
And it's still a baby because it's 4 weeks. I mean, it's still
What,
so
did
little.
they didn't say, maybe this organization isn't for you?
No, I think my father was just happy to get me out of the house for a couple days a week.
No matter what he's doing. I don't care what you're killing. Just as long as he's not here.
Whoa.
I can send him away for a weekend and someone else takes care of him.
You must have been good at this one, get him. Stalking. Requirements included identifying animal footprints, tracking a creature for a quarter mile, and photographing some of the beasts you silently followed. Does that do?
I don't think
schoolgirls count as beasts, young beasts?
I don't think he's a good hunter. I don't think he has the killer instinct in him.
No.
No.
No?
I told you I've killed plenty of pests on the farm. Okay. Woodchuck, squirrels,
You had a
geese.
pet woodchuck?
No, not pet.
Oh, I thought you said pets.
Pests. Yeah.
That's a pest, a squirrel?
Yeah.
So matter of fact, as if like, what are you, a fucking idiot? Of course.
I've almost wrecked my car trying not to kill squirrels.
I know, right?
If they're on the farm, I aim for them.
Then what do you shoot them with?
Bow and arrow, and I had a pellet gun.
Talk about overkill. Just like, I blow them up, hand grenade. Oh my god!
All right, back to Nature Box.
Yeah, Nature Box is like,
do they have any pigeon treats?
to lure 'em in. I don't think they have any pigeon stuff. Any sort of.
Well, you can probably feed it to a pigeon.
There's no squab dressed or otherwise on Nature Box. But I'll tell you what, man. I got this box. I was ready to move to San Francisco and just go all in. It's just so good, this shit. I'm not even kidding around.
Yeah, and it's one of those things.
You wouldn't like it, for sure.
Probably not, but
they're constantly adding new and interesting snacks.
Where'd you hear that?
Okay. Or read the where they can get it one last time.
Okay.
The code, and then we'll
that's naturebox.com/TESD. And right now they'll get 50% off their first box of delicious and unique snacks without any of the junk.
This is tough, right? I mean, this is such a long time sponsor. It's like it's hard to whip up the audience to try. Like if they haven't tried it by now, so this is a tough one.
Yeah,
that's why we went all out with this commercial.
Get them killing pigeons for 10 minutes every time. Yeah, it's good. I actually do recommend these guys. It's pretty good stuff. I'm consumed with these merit badges and shit. Yeah, general science, dairying, taxidermy.
There's a fingerprint.
My God.
You were you ever in the Cub Scouts or the Boy Scouts or anything?
Never joined any organization like that. My mom always raised an eyebrow where you would have that many
young supple boys,
like a group of young people around all these older people. Mm-hmm. She thought it was. She always thought it was a little odd. It's like a cult.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have been onto something. I mean, I remember being very young, like second grade, and we would all go. Remember Danny Wren?
Yeah.
His mom was a scoutmaster, and we would go to his house for the meetings.
They were allowed to have female scoutmasters?
Yeah. I mean, look, so many of us had absent fathers. Like, there was really no choice.
I thought it was as strict as, like, the Catholic Church with women becoming priests.
No, I remember we said, like, den mothers.
Yeah, that's what she was, the den mother.
Yeah.
For Cub Scouts.
Now, I don't want to get in trouble.
Yes, I got molested.
No, but like
you too.
Oh, there I was dressing my squab.
He put his hands on my shoulders.
And I don't want to get anybody angry at me, but I got to throw it out because I know other people may be thinking it though. Mm-hmm. Can the den mother bring the same vibe that the den father brings, or the cub master, like the head honcho? It's like a dude. Like, it's kind of like it's a different vibe if you're following the orders of the den mother. Right? Don't you think you go camping and it's a den mother? Like, the guy...
No, I don't remember we ever having the den mother at the camping events.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was like at the meetings. Like, she'd bring cookies in, stuff like that, drinks.
She would... No, the den mother in our troop...
Help out a little.
First, we would go to Danny Wren's house, and it was like, I mean, you knew what our class was like, and people would just beat the shit out of Artie Dinez for about 45 minutes. And it was wild. It was just everybody, like,
It was manic. It was just fucking chaos. And,
it was total chaos until she was like, I can't take it anymore.
Outside.
Yeah. And then you moved up to Weeblos, which I always thought was kind of an odd name, like Weeblo. And you started getting some shit. And that's when you started, like, going, like, doing the little camp stuff. And that's when it was a guy. And into Boy Scouts. By the time I stopped, I was probably in 7th grade, I think. And it wasn't like you think the Boy Scouts would be. People were smoking, like people were drinking. And I'm talking about in the car, like with the Scoutmasters on the way to the campsite.
No.
I swear to God.
That's more
I swear
fucking,
to God.
Outrageous and
it was 1981.
And him saying that they would cook pigeons though. That your scoutmaster let you drink alcohol.
Yeah, no, not the alcohol, the cigarettes. He didn't care about the cigarettes, but the alcohol. The alcohol older guys would bring and people would drink it. I didn't drink it because none was offered to me, but because that was like for the slightly older, cooler kids. And there was one guy who was an Eagle Scout. He was like above board and shit. But everybody else was kind of just like whatever.
So do you think though that like it sounds like your master was.
He made me call him master.
was not as on the ball as he should have been. Was he giving out badges and elevating people to positions like you rise in the ranks?
You're like, I'm a Boy Scout god.
But were you able to get higher rankings for doing less because it sounds like he just didn't care or was asleep at the wheel?
I remember like if you were going to get a merit badge, which I didn't get many, but like you had to do this shit. And normally you went to some sort of like jamboree. It was like
we did the jamborees, yeah.
And it was another place called Winterberg. I remember we went camping in the winter. Oh my God, what a fucking nightmare, dude. It sucked balls. I sat by the fire for fucking 2 days and not realizing that like my pants were wet. So I'd sit by the fire trying to get them to dry and all this steam was coming off.
But you didn't know they were wet?
No, I knew they were wet because I pissed them. No, I knew they were wet from the snow. But what I didn't realize because they were so cold was that the steam coming off was actually steam. So when I got home, my legs were like crimson red. Pretty much like a really bad sunburn.
Did you ever do like I can't remember if it was called the Iditarod Run or the Klondike Derby? Where you had to go around and you literally had to pull a sled and go and like do stuff like try to forge a river that was like a blue tarp and get okay.
Never got that
deep. Did you guys
it.
do the Pinewood Derby stuff?
Yeah. Yes, where you had to build a little car.
It was so funny. I guess Jeff's daughter is in the Girl Scouts or something like that, Brownies, and he told me he was going to the Pinewood Derby, and he had to buy all this material. You got it. Like I guess there's these stores that sell the
hobby stores will usually
the hobby stores. Like, you could buy and you could buy a cheap version, or you could buy like a top of the line version that you put together, and that may have a better chance of winning a medal or winning a ribbon or something. Yeah. And I said to him, and he said like and he showed me like all the because he went to in Red Bank to buy it when he was here one day. And it was this big bag full of shit, like full of stuff that he's got to put together now. It's going to take him hours. And I said, well, what are you doing that for? I said, you can go online right now. You can go on eBay right now and buy a car that has won a ribbon. And guaranteed to win you a ribbon. It's that fast. It's already put together for you. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, well, you just missed the whole point of the whole thing, though. Right. I'm going to put it together with my daughter. And I was just like, really?
You're both losers.
I go, really? I go, your kid's not going to put that together with you. You know you're going to end up putting that together, and even though after that you're still not going to win a ribbon. I said, she'll remember you winning a ribbon. She's going to remember winning that ribbon. She'll never remember that you put that together while she watched fucking TV.
Out in the garage with a saw, watching episodes of This Old House.
One of the few times he looked at me and walked away without just not saying anything.
He's just like, fuck you. Like, fuck you for stealing my joy. What I thought was going to be my joy.
And then I said, and Ming had to do the same thing. And I said one day he had the bag, and I go, what's in the bag? And he said, I was at Hobby Masters, I had to buy the Pinewood Derby. And I told him the spiel. Mm-hmm. And he goes, really? He goes, yeah. And he started looking him up. I don't know if he ever went ahead and bought one.
That I'm not shocked about at all. He's like, why the fuck didn't I think of this before?
I saw the receipt here.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
Would you rather win a ribbon, or would you rather put the car together? What's more memorable?
I had fun putting the car together.
Okay.
Because our landlord actually had like a little workshop. So I was down there with the freaking saws.
It's like your mind immediately goes. It's like, would you like me to help you put it together, get them?
I mean, yeah, I was. I guess I'm just a different, I remember Birdman. I'd rather win the prize.
I remember where we bought the car. It was in Freehold at the old big. The Yankees had that big, huge toy store there in Freehold on Route 9. We bought it there.
Everybody can relate. Go on.
Because it was right near my psychologist's office. And then like I said, I went down the basement. We're using the saw and everything.
If I was a psychologist, I would have told your dad. I was like, it'd be more beneficial to get him if he won a ribbon. He needs to win at something.
But you
could have changed your whole life.
Yeah, but we didn't have eBay back then. It was.
I should have scoured the county for past winners. Yeah, I agree. I think that today's kids are probably like, I don't give a fuck about putting the car. Like, the fun is in the race.
Yeah.
The fun is in the moment.
And then and then winning. That the exhilaration of winning. And of course, it only lasts for 2 seconds, and you're like, fuck it, I don't care about this ribbon anyway.
Right.
But in that moment, you won. And everybody else around you is a loser.
Yeah, I think they did a South Park episode about that where they put like
he stole antimatter from CERN.
Yeah.
Dressed as Princess Leia Organa, and they stuck in and it went into warp.
Yeah, there's certain rules you have to abide by.
Oh yeah, there's
like,
ways
with
to cheat.
lead and shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, you could. That's what killed my car. Was they had weights that you could screw to the bottom, and I didn't recess the hole, and so when it got on the track, it just bottomed out. That didn't go anywhere.
So it just sat there.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess I'm not getting a ribbon. This is my life.
The car runs as fast as he does.
Just one of many
Disappointments.
One of many participant ribbons.
Your whole life's a recessed hole.
Twitter location.
Steve, Dave.
Trick up his sleeve and a shadow that brought me to loom. Well, I was on the dance floor having the time of my life till I found out that it was his wife. So I left her there and decided to run. When I saw him pull out that six-shooter gun, and then I heard one shot drop to my knees. I heard someone yell out, please God, please. Then I saw a bottle that had broken the wrist. So I grabbed it and I stuck it right into his chest. Then I hit the road as I was dying right on that floor. Help me please on my trail, 'cause I killed one more, yeah. Well, the sheriff's got every man against me. Well, them all down dogs are on my trail. Lord, I know that they're bound. Whoa, get me. They're gonna lock me up inside that old rusty leaky cell. So I hit the road as I have gone before. Help me please on my trail,
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.